Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, we're in the greenhouse grow room. It's very bare at the moment, and I've bought myself a power inverter. I think I paid 160 odd pounds for this one. There's the solar controller. At the moment, the battery's got 12.7 volts in it, and it's showing that we're still taking some of the sunshine into the solar panel, which then comes down into the solar controller, which controls the power. I've got myself a decent battery, one suitable to be charged and decharged, etc. But the solar panel should keep it topped up if I use the things that I want to use during the day while the sun is shining and the battery is being charged up. It was quite easy to install. 2 leads to the battery and an earth wire, just in case anything happens, because you are dealing with a lot of power coming out of there. Right, first of all, we just press the button, we hold it for 3 seconds, and then it pops up, and you should be seeing 12.5, 12.5, 12.6 at the moment, and it'll change to another reading, and that'll let us know what's been taken out. So not much at the moment. Got the fan, so we switch the fan on. So we're saying 45 now. This is ideal where it is. There's the fan that draws heat out of the grow room, and we can plug that directly into the inverter. So that one's away now. It's saying 40 at the moment. As you can see, the voltage in the battery is dropping down slowly. The two-way radios that we reviewed are on constant charge via the solar controller. There's 2 ports there, so they're on all the while, and me and the granddaughter have a great time when she does come, and they're always fully charged.
Turn on the radio. 1. Turn on the radio. 1. 2. 2.
Thinks it's absolutely hilarious. So that's the fan going. That'll help out in this the greenhouse grow room in the future when we get everything set up. But as is with the title, I've got a little bit of work to do, and I have tried the blender, and it does work off this. It's just finding equipment that'll work off the inverter. I tried the house kettle, and of course it just wouldn't even work it. Leave in the comments your experiences and what you do need to buy electric wise, like kettles, toasters, microwaves, so that these inverters do work. Obviously they would be situated within a vehicle using the power from the battery or the battery storage within the vehicle. Anyway, let's go and have a look. No, not more DIY. something else. Hiding in the shed, I found some of the blended eggshells. You have to be aware of the dust, and this is where I keep all the eggshells. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tubs, and this one's probably been trampled on. This one hasn't, but I do need, while the sun's shining, to make sure they're super dry. I only dry them via the sunshine, nothing else. The sunshine, natural sunshine, doesn't cost nothing like the solar equipment. So this is how I like to put the eggshells, well, the size, to go into this blender. Now, that was a clear piece of plastic. The eggshells are abrasive and they will totally destroy anything you put in, and that one's lasting reasonably well. You think you've got a lot of eggshells until you crush them down to nothing, and then you think you've got a lot of eggshells until you actually blend them. But I've been collecting these now for probably 2 years since I last done any blending, but I am getting low on eggshells. I prefer to use them like that, adding them to my tomatoes to help them help stop blossom end rot. I use them as a little barrier for slugs, and then it can just be mixed into the soil afterwards. But there are so many uses for eggshells, and you can even eat them yourself in small quantities, but obviously remember salmonella and everything else, you have to be very careful. Some people like to cook the eggs in the oven, but again, it's using extra heat and the inverter to me is just to help me save a wee bit of electricity over the next few years to hopefully pay for it. Your thoughts in the comments, please. But let's have a little go at doing a little bit of blending. So I'm going to crush these down and then we'll see how much blended eggshells you get from half of one of these tubs. Bit of pause and record. I'm not cheating, but I found a tea bag. That's another video. So that's those crushed down now to a reasonable size. Might be the odd bit of debris in, because sometimes they have to be salvaged out of buckets of veg that my mother sends. Oh dear. Not the comfiest, but if you want to drop a comment how you blend yours, what you use, just pop the mass down. It does get a little bit dusty. And you do get used to how long to leave them smoking. And I can actually smell it through the mask. Do one more up and then you'll get used to how much to put in, and definitely hold the top on. One bit didn't get done because back in the box, but the motors do get warm, but obviously stopping and starting will give the battery chance to top up, but it does work really well. And if you hear the motor stalling a bit, then just release the pressure by turning it to one side. I'll do a bit of pause and record now. So that's out the way. There's the original tub, and that's what we've got from half a tub of actual eggshells. And it's surprising how long it takes to fill one of these, and by the time you've scattered some, and as you'd probably already gathered, if you do your own composting and you put your eggshells like fully, you find them for years and years. This way they're almost there, and they'll get mixed in with the compost and coloured up. You will hardly see them, but they'll be releasing their nutrients over a long period of time, but you won't notice that they're actually physically there. This is a job I normally do over the wet days, so they're nicely dry, that they're blended nicely, and we're still on 12 point, as he waits, 12.3, so there's still plenty of power in there, so it hasn't drained it that much. And the 10 that it's showing is just where we've got everything else connected in. So realistically I could undo that extension, because I believe these batteries are fully charged, and it's nice to keep them charged when we're not using them. So I've unplugged the one leading to the battery chargers, and we're down on 0, so it's not taking anything at all now at the moment. So all it's doing is taking, as it staggers across, a wee bit of power there to the two-way walkie-talkies. These solar controllers are about £10. So I've bought 3. So there's one on plot 3 in the shed. There's another one now on plot 1 by the pond. We'll be tackling the solar power on plot 1 soon, and we've got one here now. And the solar panels were for free. They used to work signs on the highways. I gladly recycled those, but I've always wanted one of these, and now it's going to cost me nothing to blend my eggshells, and hopefully over the years it'll pay me back. And in the coming months we'll be converting this to a spider farmer grow room, with some of the bits my sponsors sent me, and we can just make a few improvements, just a few bits and bobs in here at the moment, cuttings, etc. And that tomato plant in the Spider Farmer grow bag hasn't produced a mega bloom for the Malvern show, so nothing to take from there. But let's say lots more work, but I need to get on top of that. And I've got trays and trays of drying out tea bags, and as we all know, there's only very few manufacturers produce tea bags that will rot down, so I'll just sit patiently one day having good thoughts and removing the tea leaves from those, so they'll kind of add them to my compost mixes, wormery mixes, etc., and the compost bin, so that we don't have the dreaded bags to deal with on our growing spaces. Please remember, thumbs up, thumbs down for the interaction, and if you haven't seen my garden makeover video, I'll pop the playlist on the end screen so you can see what we've been up to for the last few years. What you got? It's keeping you out of mischief, isn't it? Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.